We felt that through Project Pitch we can really express our creativity and our imagination through music videos, so we really enjoyed the thought of being able to do this kind of process.
With this Project Pitch, I just like having the chance to get creative, like making a video out of lyrics, because I'm really into this content editing and all this creative stuff.
It gives the kids an opportunity to try something where there is feedback, where they have to work together, teamwork is involved, where there's a plan involved. A lot of times the things that we teach has to do with structure and tools and manipulation of images where there's not a whole lot of planning involved. So this required sort of a dream, a story, and then how can it make sense? How can it tell the story that the song is trying to tell us? And what's the order of events? How do we make this really happen? And I think that's the most valuable lesson, is that they learn how to build something from the beginning to the end, something that is a piece of communication, and something that they worked on together. And it really mimics, what you're going to have to do out in the real world.
I learned that leadership is really important in this kind of a task because everybody has different ideas, and if one person doesn't tell what we could do together, then it won't go forward. Like our ideas won't go forward, and we'll keep on having fights or disagreements.
The highlight of this experience for me was having a task and having a team, and seeing the difficulties of how not everyone's going to agree with what you want to do, and not everyone's going to see things the way you do. But being able to work on a team and listening and being cooperative with everyone else, it really taught me teamwork is important, and you can't always be an individual working on something when you have a group where you need to incorporate everyone, and it really had a good experience with that.
How did you find that from their first draft, the feedback they received to their second submission, what kind of learning happened based on that feedback that doesn't happen in the regular classroom, but because it's from somebody they don't know?
Two things. They could discuss it very frankly with me because it was a third party. Usually when they get something marked, they look at it, they accept the mark, and they walk away. Whereas now they had to look at why they did things and what the criticism or the comment was, and how did, by interpreting what the comments were, did it actually make it better? Does it make more sense now? So reviewing your own work always is going to take it a step up. And of course, you get all the three minds or the four minds working together, and it's forcing them into that think tank again.
What would have been different if you hadn't received any feedback on your work?
I feel like if in school, when we do receive feedback, we understand our faults and what we need to work on, and constructive criticism where we can build and grow. Now, if we didn't receive that for the competition, we would kind of be if we were having a wrong idea about going somewhere, if we misunderstood the song, we would lead into a wrong path that wouldn't fully portray the video or the song how it was originally intended. So it's good to get criticism so we know where we're going and what we need to work on and what we need to fix.
Because we tried to make it so precise and perfect, and this is what we thought. But then when we got it back, we knew now that we could make changes, and now we felt a little at ease.
We got the feedback. We were like, okay, because we haven't done anything like this before. So we were open to it. So we did what we were supposed to do. We corrected all the mistakes we had done. So we made the video and the characters that we created more related to the lyrics of the song.
So when you're from your original plan to the shooting, the production, you've noticed that you've had to make changes.
Yeah.
Right, because when you have stuff on paper, you don't have timing, right? And so, are you continuing to make revisions?
Yeah.
Right.
This is just the first.
Did the feedback make sense to you?
Yes, it did. We understood where we went wrong, and how we missed, how I said, we misunderstood one of the parts of the songs, and we went back and we fixed it, and we worked it, and we revised it.
Do you think that their work improved?
I think so. I think they were more invested. I think they owned the idea a little bit more. They got a little bit more enthusiastic about actually seeing it come to fruition. How are we actually going to do this, you know? So I think it was good. You know what? I'd go for a second round too. I don't know how much they'd like it, but I'd like it. It really would help them to have the plan complete, you know, members in their class.
Do you think this project activated student voice?
I think so. I think it forced them to think about things that they don't necessarily think about. They walk into the class and they'll say, what are we doing today? Not what can we do today.
These kind of projects make me think that like we can be more open and like we could be more creative and like our ideas shine when we do like these kind of separate projects rather than like doing classwork and like writing on papers like to questions that are already made.
I thought about the classroom also and being trapped in it. So that kind of like showed how students feel about being in the classroom, not getting the opportunity to get involved in extracurricular activities and stuff.
Where if you're working in a creative environment, communication technology, it should be what can we do, not what are we going to do and how can we make that happen. And so I think it forced them to look at making something, you know.
I like had to like create a pitch and like work in a group properly and like how to create awareness to like other teens in the world who might be struggling, like in the lyrics of the video, like all the struggles they have in the world and school.
So that you, through your work, you can help others and make a difference.
Yeah, so we can help others to
and have a voice.
Yes.
The kids had a hard time in the beginning. They were thinking this is way too much planning, they just wanted to get out there and start filming, but being forced to write the rationale and all of that, I think was a real eye-opener for them.
You guys were off in this area and we were here and we were trying to understand the song and like we didn't know, like we didn't know where to take it. I know that it was kind of probably the point that we wanted our opinions, our full honest opinions, but like, just knowing that we were gonna get it back and knowing that we would have had to do it again, it would have like settled us to like less stress, you know.
I think that it's not. They had to think about rationally writing down their thoughts and sentences and you know making it all come together. And I had to point out to them, you know, when you go in front of a client and you make a pitch, you have to be eloquent. You have to be able to discuss your ideas because that's what you're selling. It's not on paper yet or on video, so you have to be able to communicate that.
And we were like, okay, we're gonna do some inside and some outside, but then we're like the transition of the sun and the rain, and it was like it's not working with us, right? So then we just went and we found this quiet space. We just shot him and we just listened to the song and we just shot him doing a bunch of actions.
Something, you know.
Was there an opportunity to collaborate outside of the classroom? For example, interdisciplinary. Did you see a potential in this project to be able to make it an interdisciplinary kind of thing? For example, maybe including the drama students, perhaps including music students?
I think there is, and because this is sort of first time round, that would take a little bit of ironing out, but now that we see how it works and how it comes together, the students like to include their friends and everything who may be in the drama class or the music class, and so now it becomes the team gets bigger and everybody brings their expertise. So I mean there's some students who are amazing musicians, you know, now they can be a part of this, you know, and they can all work together and bring their special piece to it.